Morning. Just wanted to talk a little bit about parenting. My thoughts around parenting, these particular thoughts, were triggered some months back when I read an article on why there can often be conflict between mothers and their mothers, or between women and their mothers, or between women and their mother-in-laws. And the reason for this conflict, as outlined in the article, was relating to differences in parenting style. And for me, when I read this article, I saw that it was applicable not just to women, but to whoever is the primary caregiver in your home, mostly, and also to secondary caregivers within your home. Now, the reason for this conflict is if you have consciously or subconsciously chosen to parent in a different style to how you yourself were parented, on some level you're saying, how I was parented wasn't good enough. And it may be that you don't feel any negativity towards your own parenting. It may be that you feel no blame towards your parents, and you're simply, in light of greater awareness around what works for children, the level of emotional support children need, the contact that children need, new ideas around, or more popular ideas around discipline, around punishment and rewards, around authoritarianism. It may just be that with this greater level of knowledge, you have consciously chosen to operate differently. Maybe you're just a different kind of person to your parents. You have different belief systems, you are a different person in terms of how you express yourself, how you relate to people. And so it may be that you have chosen a different style of parenting simply because you are a different person. And if that's the case, in order to ease the conflict with the generation above, it can be helpful just to have that conversation with them, just to let them know that you've done some reading, this works better for you, this sits easier with you. Your children are different to how you were as a child, and so they need a different type of parenting. This works better for you as a family, and it's nothing to do with how your parents parented you. That's the most simplest end of the spectrum. Obviously, there is the other end of the spectrum where you have deliberately chosen a different style of parenting because you're fully aware that the parenting you had was not right for you. And that's where there is a lot more pain, because on some level your parents will probably know that their parenting was not right for you, that they somehow failed to meet your needs, and they may well feel a lot of guilt about that, or pain that they were not good enough. Now, their pain is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to your children, but sometimes it can help to have a conversation around this. And it brings me back to something I posted the other day, which was about how, it can be difficult to acknowledge that whilst your parents did their best, it was still not good enough for you. And that's a really painful recognition to come to. And it may be that every generation experiences this, because as we evolve emotionally, psychologically, maybe spiritually, we grow in terms of compassion and self-awareness. We have the luxury in our Western society of not having to do all our laundry by hand, of having more time to ourselves, cookers that cook quicker, food that comes pre-prepared. We have more time on ourselves to engage in growth, personal growth as individuals. And this is a luxury our parents didn't have, many of them. We also have the benefit of the internet, raised awareness, parenting forums, parenting groups that our parents didn't have access to. And so whilst many of them will have muddled through, with perhaps no blueprint for themselves of how to parent, how they wanted to parent, some of them will have damaged us through not working through their own issues, through not really seeing who we were as children and what our needs were. And so there are many layers to this, and there are different ends of the spectrum in terms of how that conflict arises or where it arises from. But the two key takeaways are: one, do you parent differently? And if so, why? And is there anything you can do in terms of having a conversation with your parents to explain why you parent differently, how you feel it benefits your children or yourself? Because at the end of the day, you and your child are a different dyad to what you and your parent are. The personalities are different, the dynamics are different. And so even if you loved how you were brought up, you may still decide to parent differently because you are different people. I hope this helps someone somewhere. But I felt it was important to raise because it feels like it's quite a significant theme that many clients bring to me, and it's certainly been a significant theme in my own life. Wishing you all a good day, and as always, if this video helps you, please do share it or subscribe, and enjoy whatever weather you have. We have rain here and it's lovely and cozy. Have a good weekend when you get there.